Hello YouTube. Well, my corn is at about 27% right now, so I'm guessing we're probably about 2 weeks away from corn shelling. So next week I'm going to get my combine out and my grain truck out and get them ready to go. But this week I have had the opportunity to get my WD45 into the barn here and kind of start getting ready for the winter restoration project. I power washed it. I didn't do a super job of power washing it, but I got it cleaned off quite a bit. And I got the original power shift wheels. I got the old tires dismounted with the help of my big orange bead breaker. And I got them off here, and I've got a few parts collected in no particular order, but I've started getting some things around. I got myself a new battery box. I could have just made something up, but I wanted to have a new battery box for the thing. Also got a brushes and bushing kit for the starter. I've got a new coolant temperature gauge. I don't think this thing has ever had one that I could actually read. And I've got a new muffler. One of my viewers in the comments actually let me know that Steiner's still sells these original style mufflers. Now, when you, this is what the muffler would have looked like back in the 1960s and 1970s when you went to the Allis Chalmers dealer and got a new one, instead of the chintzy ones with the strap and the little bracket that you strap on that really don't do a very good job of holding the muffler. There might be other sources for these, but Steiner's is the only ones that I've seen that supplies this. So I got this stuff from Steiner's. Now, Steiner's does not sponsor my channel, but they could. Hint, hint. Anyway. The wheels. This wheel here is kind of rusty all over. It's the valve stem where that goes. It's got a pretty good hole there. It would take a pretty good sized patch, but I could patch that. The other wheel, for some reason, it's not rusty on this side, but super rusty on that side. And you can see this is pretty bad here. This, I could probably patch that if I really wanted to, but it would take an enormous section. And the other thing is there are other spots, mainly above where the rails are welded on, that are really thin on this side. There's a lot of metal been rusted off. This wheel I do not believe to be usable. I don't want to try this. So we need to do something else there, and I am going to do something else. Now, I think I've mentioned before, but just to review, the wide front end and the engine that's in this tractor are not original. The engine and the wide front are off another WD45 I had around here at one time. And this engine, I put a sleeve kit in it about 30 years ago, right when I got the other tractor, because at that time it wasn't running on all four cylinders. I think it had and to be honest, that was 30 years ago, so I don't remember. But it runs great now. The only problem I've got with it right now is the cylinder. You can kind of see where it's wet around there. The head gasket seeps a little bit of oil down through there and keeps the engine all oily. So I am going to pull the engine out of this thing and put new gaskets in it. And I'm going to put a different cylinder head on it. I've got this cylinder head right here. This cylinder head is off of a D17. Now, I have had this thing sitting on the shelf in the shop for about 25 years because 25 years ago I had a D17 around here for a while, and ended up it had a broken crankshaft, so I bought an engine out of an old Gleaner to put in it, and I saved the cylinder head. So basically, this is one of those deals where I've had this thing around here for 25 years, so by gosh, I'm going to use it. Now, the only difference between in cylinder heads between a WD45 and a D17 that I'm aware of is that the studs for the manifold on a D17 are a little bit bigger. They're 7/16 instead of 3/8, and the intake valves are a 30-degree, have a 30-degree angle instead of 45s. Those are the only differences that I'm aware of. But at any rate, this is what I'm going to. I'm going to take this to a machine shop, but some of these exhaust seats are a little wider than I like to see. So I'm going to have new exhaust seats put in it and have it resurfaced, and then I'm going to use this cylinder head on there. And I have also gathered up another pile of parts in the form of this. I picked up a parts tractor yesterday. This is an old WD. I found it on Marketplace, and I went and looked at it yesterday afternoon. Made the deal, and the guy actually delivered it for it. The young guy that I bought this from. It was kind of funny. I made the deal, and I told him, well, I'll be down here tomorrow with my my trailer and drag it on the trailer with my come along. And he said, oh no, don't do that. I have a trailer with a winch here. I'll drag it on here and I'll deliver it to you right now. So I think he was afraid that this crazy old guy was going to come and hurt himself here or something. But anyway, it was very generous of him, and I appreciated it. So I got this even delivered. The main thing I want it for is the wheels and the fenders. The wheels look to be in much better shape than mine. They've got a little rust on them around the valve stem hole there, but not too bad. And the fenders are really solid. They don't have any rust on them, and the toolbox is actually good on this thing. So yeah, the fenders are in real good shape. They'll take minimum repair to have them ready. Here's something a little bit weird. Someone soldered this onto the gas tank. I have no idea what the idea of this is. I mean, there's not two compartments in there, which is the first thing I thought. There's, oh well, maybe this is kerosene and gasoline, but no, somebody soldered this on here. It's has a glass sight thing there. I have no idea. No idea what the thought behind that was. But anyway, I've got a lot of good parts. Somebody just put a brand new alternator on there, which I can use. The sheet metal is pretty straight. This cowl might even be better than mine. It's got brand new 12-volt coil and a new cap and plug wires. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, to tell you the truth, for what I paid for this is about what it would cost me to get a couple of new fenders. So, and it has the original drawbar, which is unbroken. You hardly ever see any of these the original drawbars that have not been broken on this thing. So I'll make use of that. There's a lot of parts on here I can use. So I will today I think I'm going to take the skid steer and push this thing up in front of the shop and start taking parts off it and putting them away. So that's where we are with the WD45 project right now. I've got a lot of parts collected. This thing should make a pretty good parts tractor. A lot of good stuff I can use. A lot of stuff on this thing that's better than what I've got. So that's what we're up to. That's what I'm up to today. That's what we're up to this week. Next week we'll spend a few days getting the combine and the grain truck ready, and we'll probably shoot some video then. So until next time, everybody be safe, and we'll see you later.
Rock on!